Sticker right. Well, that took me about 20 minutes. Can you understand my desperation? I started today here. This was a slide that I started doing today. I've been able to do until here. I just finished the huge lecture and I'm on my 10-minute break. It is now 4:20 and I'm headed to a very light lecture, so I'm in a very good mood. Do another 15 minutes, but it is 7:10. I think it's time to go home, but in my plan I have a few lectures behind and it's stressing me out, but I know that once I get home I'm not going to be able to do anything and my brain is fried at this point. I was able to finish 2 lectures today. It wasn't much, but the first lecture that I did took me so long to get through. I have a hospital week planned for the rotation of nephrology from the 3rd of January, right after New Year's, 3rd of January to 9th of January, and there's been a problem because we need COVID tests. There are no ways for me to schedule a COVID test. There are no vacancies left at any pharmacy that I've Googled or contacted here in Lisbon. Those drive-through posts, they close on the 1st of January and on the 2nd of January, which happens to be a Sunday. I'm not going to be able to have a COVID test ready for the 3rd of January. I'm gonna get home now. These are the snacks that I had. to put on some Christmas ASMR, and I'm going to study another hour or two. Next, I'm doing the inflammatory intestinal diseases PowerPoint, and I actually did in 30 minutes. I did 32 slides, which is really good. The PowerPoint lecture has a little over 100, but it has small information in each slide.
And then throughout regular practice, we'll find more ease in this shape.
magnética, mas há linfomas primários do intestino, da mama, linfomas primários
Today is the 29th of December. Today I only slept 4 hours. I wanted to wake up and do something productive and all my tasks and like little errands not related to studying that I needed to do yesterday and I didn't do, like send my information for the COVID testing, send in the form for my electives, and yesterday I had a lot of studying planned and I ended up not doing a lot because I spent the whole day working on the lymphoma cancer lecture, which shouldn't have taken me that long because it was just like 50 slides. If you know lymphomas, then you know it's like a world. Like there's so many subtypes. Today I have some errands to do. I have to go to Lisbon for that, and I'm gonna use that time of commute and actually study there a bit, because I also have to do another task not related to studying, which is pissing me off. The clinical history for nephrology. Writing that, and then we have to do the presentation. Just really wish I didn't have to do this. To do a bunch of lectures. I think it's going to be a lecture marathon. I'm going to do one for hematology, and I'm going to try to do as much as possible into the night of endocrinology.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening.
I finished that lecture. It means that I have to move on to dermatology, which is definitely not my favorite subject, and I'm really dreading this. But the first lecture is just 30 minutes, which is great, and it's just an introduction with a lot of details that I'm probably gonna forget. I'm talking to you because I apparently want to procrastinate on doing this, but might as well update you. So now I'm picking up my binder, and it turns out this is all the notes that I'm going to be making for the semester here, because I've been typing on PowerPoint and I've been making my own PowerPoint slides. I've mentioned this before. Mid-semester, I was like, let me try a new study technique because this is just a lot of information that is going to stress me out. I was looking at the PowerPoints that they given me, and this is what the PowerPoints look like, and I was annotating them. This information could be structured a lot better, so let me try and do my own PowerPoints with the information structured, and that's what I started to do from the gastroenterology rotation for endocrinology, ophthalmology, and dermatology. I have the notes that I had made, and hopefully the study method is similar, like I can retain, but it's definitely a lot more stressful to look at like black and white pages and pages of material. We'll see how it works. I'm definitely stalling because this is like a subject that I don't particularly like. But let's just try.
De segmento da nossa pele.
Have to desperately organize my planner for 2021, and I decided to, instead of using a planner like this, like my regular planner on top of my bullet journal, start to realize that my bullet journal began to be really just for lists. So I'm going to use my bullet journal for what I typically used my planner for, which was for monthlies and for weekly spreads, and that's because I thought it was more convenient to get something that was already had the monthly spreads and already had the weekly spread. Doing my monthly spreads here was just basically for the art of it. I still have half of it to complete, and this I'm going to open tomorrow, which is a letter for 2020 to me. I wrote this in the beginning of the year. I've planned out a few spreads that I wanted to do. My Yoga with Adriene calendar here, video idea spread, budget spread, and from then on weekly spreads. So that's what I wanted to do